Hi, I'm Melanie from Parenting High Schoolers, and I am here this week to talk about how to study more efficiently. In other words, how to study less and do better at school. So my tips will help you parent your teen in a way that makes both your job and their job easier. So I hop on YouTube every week and I talk about parenting teens and ideas for school and college prep and life prep and just parenting in general. Hang on and let's talk about these 3 easy ways to reduce the amount of time studying and still do even better than before. Number 1, and you're gonna die, this is so easy. Have your teen take notes by hand. I know they all love their devices and their computers, and it seems like you could, but I know I can type so much faster than I can write. Well, that is the problem. By writing notes by hand, they have to slow down. Their brain has time to catch up to their hand. Their hand can't get ahead of their brain as much as the typing, and not as much can be written down. And so they'll have to be more purposeful and thoughtful about the most important notes to write down. So that's number 1, take notes by hand. Number 2, make the notes visually pleasing. In other words, use colors. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to happen while they're taking their notes, so I'll talk about that in a minute. But while they're taking their notes, if they need to write a graph or draw arrows or draw a box around something or star it, those are all easy ways with just a regular pencil or pen while they're taking notes, like an important thought, or if the teacher says this will be on the test, they underline it, whatever that means. And then when they get home, what they can do is take highlighters and markers and crayons or color pencils, whatever works, and decorate the notes. And not necessarily for fun, although it can be fun, but transcribe the notes from the notebook onto maybe just a piece of paper, kind of like a bullet journal, and make that day's notes into a different document that has all the important points and the highlights of what the teacher talked about that day. That's it. Then the third thing is use my easy test prep. Number 1 is to take notes by hand, and number 2 is make them visually interesting with lines, arrows, boxes, and really the follow-up to that was to decorate them and transcribe it when you get home. But number 3 is to use my easy test prep. It is a free document, Google Doc, working doc that I created when I was teaching middle school for my students, and then my boys have used it as well. So it saves time, it's formatted, it's super easy to use, and it can really work for any kind of test, whether it's math or social studies or science. And it's kind of hard to describe how it works, but what you'll do is I'll have the link. Your student will make a copy and then start their own document, and it just kind of works with them. They can number it, they can put in sample questions, they can put in their neat details. So if a test has been assigned for 2 weeks from now, then they can start using that, taking their notes during class, and then coming home and starting to fill in this easy test prep. It also really could turn into a paper as well. You could, instead of using it as a test guide, use it as a writing guide to create a paper. It is a working doc, and I totally recommend using those three steps to studying less and doing better in school. Number 1, take notes by hand. Number 2, make them visually interesting, and then use easy test prep. So good luck to you helping your child or your teen as they study for their next test. So good luck.